Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. Our first stop on today's confectionery tour is Harbor Sweets, a very large candy factory employing over 100 workers in Salem, Massachusetts. This building used to be the warehouse for Eaton the druggist chain. Hi, I'm Dave Welsh. I run the Let's Visit show, and we're in Salem, Massachusetts right now at the, what's the name of this place again?
Harbor Sweets.
Harbor Sweets Candy. I have John with us. Welcome to the program, John.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Harbor Sweets.
Why, thank you. Before we go on our tour, which John is nice enough to do for us, by the way, this is Christmas week, and this place is just fantastically busy right now, and I appreciate letting us go through here.
It's all my pleasure.
Okay.
Happy to have you.
Let me ask you some questions. First of all, give me a little bit of history of the Harbor Sweets. Was it always here in Salem?
No, it was not. It originally started in Marblehead, Massachusetts, 43 years ago by a man named Ben Strohecker. He started in his kitchen, and it was his pursuit to create the best chocolate in the world. And they moved the company over here about 40 years ago, and we've been here in the same building ever since.
Tell me about this building. It looks like it's kind of an old warehouse or something.
It is very much an old warehouse. This used to be the home of Eaton the druggist, and was built by them, I think 200 years or so ago, and has been rebuilt, renovated again and again.
And it's huge.
It is. It's a fairly sizable operation we have here.
Now, the man that started this whole company, is he still with us?
Unfortunately, he passed away last year.
Okay, and who's running the company now?
Phyllis LeBlanc. She's now the company owner and president, and she originally started here when she was in college at Salem State University, and she was a candy dipper then, and she rose through the ranks and became the president and bought the company.
Wow, that's a candy dipper to the president.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fantastic. Now that's a woman-owned company then?
Yes, it is.
Very good.
Very much so.
Well, we've got a lot of things to do and go see, so shall we get going?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay. John led my crew into the heart of the facility where they were making caramel and walnut candies. Now what are they doing, John?
Right now this is caramel we're making. And looks like we got pecans there.
Oh, these are pecans on the table.
Those are pecans or walnuts.
Walnuts, I think.
Walnuts,
Yeah.
Used for 40 years. And, what are we making, Griselda?
$10.
$10. That's what I thought. So,
I need to go ring the bell. Oiga, por favor, tócame la campana, por favor, para que esté por ahí.
these are caramel
Yeah.
with walnuts, and then enrobed in dark chocolate.
Oh, sound delicious.
They are.
Yes.
They're one of my favorites.
Más pronto que posible. Well, look at them. We'll see what they're doing. You're going so fast. Oh, I made you miss that one.
I make a long time.
You've been doing this a few years?
Yeah. Over here.
Wow. Oh, she goes faster. I don't know. It's kind of a race here.
Yeah.
Don't let it get in the way.
Look at how fast they go.
They are.
Oh, and then you put the walnuts on the top of each one of them, and then they have to cure a little bit.
They have to cool down.
Right.
And then they get put inside a dark chocolate mold.
Oh, all right.
With their warehouse.
Wonderful. I couldn't believe how fast these workers were able to form the individual pieces of candy, and then top them with half walnuts, all by hand. These are really done by hand, aren't they?
They are.
They are. Everyone is done individually.
Correct.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I should have.
Same as the
Bald or not, I still had to wear this mesh hairnet. And then we'll get to see the fascinating production of triangular butter crunch made to look like ship sails. ¿Y de dónde viene usted? Dominican Republic. Bueno. Trabajo, trabajo. Now we move over to the making of butter crunch candy. This is butter?
Yeah.
Yeah? So it's all real fresh butter that you put in. And what are these? And these, of course, are the secret ingredients to mix with the butter to form butter crunch. Oh.
This is a cooling table that we use to cut the butter crunch. We heat the butter crunch to around 292 degrees, and we dump it out onto this table. It cools it. We use it. Once it's solidified enough, we use a rolling knife to cut it into small triangular pieces. We're almost ready to dump this butter crunch onto the cooling table.
Now that kettle, that looks very old. How old is that kettle?
I think that came with the factory when we originally moved here.
Oh, it was here when you got here.
About 40 years ago or
And
so.
still being used.
Absolutely. Copper lasts a long, long time.
That's great. Is copper the best thing to do that, to heat it up with?
Absolutely. It heats it beautifully, evenly, and it has worked that way for years.
All right, what's he doing now?
He's dumping the butter crunch onto the cooling table where it will solidify and be cut into triangular shapes.
Does it take long for it to solidify?
Not really. It only takes a moment because the table itself is cool so that it will harden pretty quickly. He's going to spread it out in a minute to fill the entire frame so that it will have a nice
I see he
rectangular.
was over there in the corner cleaning it off the kettle, make
Yep.
sure it doesn't stick to it, I guess. Now this is leveling it all off.
Just making it a nice, even rectangle so that it will fill the entire frame.
You say it really doesn't take long for this to solid up or firm up?
Nope, there's cold water running throughout underneath the table, so it firms up very, very quickly.
I think this gentleman has been doing this for quite a while.
I think you were absolutely right.
How many people work here during the Christmas season?
We have upwards of about 120.
Now, while the butter crunch is cooling, the worker starts a new batch in the kettle. I asked what ingredients went into making butter crunch candy. John wasn't quite sure, and the cook didn't speak English. So later on I Googled it. There's butter, sugar, honey, corn syrup, water, some sort of crunch, and some secret Harbor Sweets ingredients.
He's putting all in the secret ingredients, yep. You don't want to lose him or you lose everything.
All right, John, what's he going to try now?
This is the roller cutter, and it has a number of rotary blades on it that he uses to cut all that butter crunch into small triangles.
It doesn't stick to that machine?
Nope, nope. At this point, it's solidified enough so that it won't stick at all. It's very much a judgment call. You have to have a little bit of experience to know exactly when it's hard enough to cut and not sticky enough to stick.
So it's quite a skill.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been doing this quite some time.
I can tell. He's got every move down to it.
Oh, yes. He's well practiced at this point.
All right, now we've gone in one direction. Now what does he do?
He's going to go make a cross cut, and then he'll make a final third cut to cut those little squares into little triangles.
And those triangles will look like sails?
Those will become the Harbor Sweets sweet soups.
Wow.
And out of this one rectangle here, we will get about 2,300 little sails.
The candy has now been cut into the shape of mini sails and will go on to further processing.
No, John, I haven't seen a machine in here. Everything I've seen is done by hand.
That's correct. Most of it is. We do have one machine.
Yeah.
Those are sweet soups. And I'd be glad to show that.
Okay, let's do that. And what is this, John?
This is the wrapping machine. This puts the gold foil on each of the Harbor Sweets.
So there is a machine in there.
There are machines. We do have machines. But as you can see, they're all hand fed. These are some of the bins of the final wrapped chocolates, that are our final products. These are sweet sloops waiting to be foiled, all stacked up and
Ready to go, huh?
ready to go.
Now, John, how long have you been with this Harbor Sweet?
Well, I've been with Harbor Sweets about 5 months now as a full-time employee, but I've been a consultant for them for 25 years.
These people really seem to enjoy their work.
Hello.
Hello.
¿Qué pasa?
¿Todo bien?
Yeah.
candy bars.
They'll be packing. Nobody does any single job.
Again, this is all done by hand.
Always.
Always.
All hand done, all hand wrapped.
How long have you been a candy wrapper?
Oh, I come in for Christmas time. This is my 3rd year.
3rd year.
Yes.
You like it, apparently.
I do. I love it here.
That's great.
We're all little elves. We are.
Well, Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. You as well.
So this is the enrobing machine, which takes the sweet sloops from just butter crunch triangles and turns them into actual sweet sloops.
You know, John, the smell in this place is fantastic.
It is, and during this time of year, it sticks with you. It's wonderful.
It sticks. I can see the stick there. All right. Well, that's white chocolate, right?
That's the white chocolate we use to enrobe the harbor sweets, the sweet
Wow.
sloops.
Well, that is a machine. And most of the stuff, well, here we go, hands again.
Everything, like I said, this is as automated as we get, really. It's put on this machine by hand, and right now it's coating the bottom of the sweet
Oh,
sloop.
from underneath?
Underneath.
Yeah.
And then it's going to go into this section where it is going to harden.
Is that a cooling area?
It's a
there?
cooling area,
Okay. That whole long thing?
and this is where the white chocolate is placed on the top of the sweet sloop.
Oh, I'm getting hungry already.
And
And what are those ladies doing behind it?
they are putting the signature mast on using spoons the same way that Ben did it 43 years ago. This is how we're still doing it, all by hand.
It's amazing.
Every single sweet sloop.
How do
That's
these
it.
come packaged? Is it several in a box?
It starts at, they come packaged anywhere from 12 to 60 in a box, or even 100.
Wow. Great gift for Christmas.
And that's the final product coming out of the top.
Here they
Yeah.
come.
So it goes down to the end of the conveyor belt, then it gets put back on the upper conveyor belt, and goes to the final cooling and comes out finished. And waiting wrapping.
You must produce an awful lot in one day.
Yes, we do. During the busy season, it's thousands upon thousands.
Okay, where are we now, John?
This is the molding area where we make molded chocolates that have a finished form that we.
So the melted chocolate goes into these molds and then hardens up?
That's correct. And each of the chocolate molds is filled, as you can see, by hand.
By hand again, yeah. Do they go into a cooling area after this?
They do.
Goodness, what are these things?
These are vibration tables that remove all the air bubbles from the chocolate, so it comes up in one single piece.
Oh, I never knew that. Now where are we?
We're in the final shipping area. We're packaging all the chocolates to go out to everywhere in the world.
Do they have to be kept cool or warm, or depending on where they're going, or
Depending upon where they're going, sometimes we have to pack them in ice. A lot of packages that go to southwestern United States, we pack in ice. So those are all hot weather shipping bags going to Texas and Florida and Arizona.
Well, I don't think we'd need that today here in New England. It was
Not-
3 degrees above zero this morning when we came out.
Yeah, not today.
Not today.
Don't
Yep,
stay
it's
nice and
going
cool.
somewhere warm.
That's right. So we pack them in these cooling bags and throw a ice pack on top of them. Absolutely. We want our chocolates to arrive nice and fresh and solid when they get there.